All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis, beyond thrilled to be bringing you the Super Bowl. All the pomp, all the circumstance, all the pageantry. It doesn't get any better than this, Parker.
I'm loving sharing this booth with you, sharing this moment, this type of a game. For all the teachers who said we'd never make it, we're here.
And we talk these last couple weeks about the buildup, the anticipation. I think these guys are just ready to get out there and get this thing started.
And I know that both coaching staffs have spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now, 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
First carry for James Conner. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Out of the gun, Rudolph. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leonard Floyd. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to fire one deep over the middle and nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. Pretty fortunate there. The interception that ended the last drive, and then, boom, the first pass here almost picked on this drive.
Yeah, I think you could definitely call him to question his decision-making here in the first half.
Certainly not the best of decisions there. Lucky that one wasn't picked. Counter. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. From the gun, here's Rudolph. Pushing his way inside the 40. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Rudolph on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
2nd and 10, Rudolph again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 3rd down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Rudolph going to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. They run. This is Cohen. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Flush to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Daniel McCullers coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Now he steps away, and he's got some space here. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
The sack on 1st down took him out of a traditional running play and put him in a passing situation, but didn't stop him from running anyway, did it?
No, I was surprised when he took off. I thought, oh, he's got some space. He might pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. He goes all the way and picks up the 1st. play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, gotta go. 18. Red, go.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Trubisky. Now he's forced out left. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10. From the end zone, Rudolph. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Jonathan Bullard in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
After the interception, here's Rudolph. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Rudolph. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
All right, here we go. 319. 319. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll fake it. Now Rudolph. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10.
Gotta go.
They'll start with a give to Cohen. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. And he completes it to Cohen. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Lock in.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Open man is Miller. He's got it. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Trubisky now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
They run it here. Ware. And a short gain down to about the 33. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Bears on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. On the run, it's Ware. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. This is Cohen on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. His throw incomplete. Artie Burns, former first-rounder, there to break that one up.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out the just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They start with a give to counter. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Here's Rudolph now on 2nd down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Leopard! Over! Gone!
Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. And it's brought in by Washington. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers? It's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Line of scrimmage. Again, the 25. 2nd and 10. Second and 10. It's Trubisky again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Bears on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Trubisky to throw. The catch made by Miller. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It'll be a gain of 16 and give him a first down as well.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for him, too.
On first down, Trubisky. Looking deep downfield. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Now it's Trubisky. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Was that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. I got a lot of issues up here in the booth. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And Parkey's kick is good. And they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Rudolph throwing on 2nd down. Being checked and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Following the fumble recovery, it's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
A final shot before the break. Rudolph. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Super Bowl 53. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the halftime show, quite a spectacle, but it's back to football for the second half of Super Bowl 53. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. They try again with Cohen. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. The Bears on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3. Trubisky will throw. Finding Gabriel complete. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Play action. Now Trubisky. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now it's Trubisky. Now he's forced out right. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And shutting him off now open field. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a first down.
Every team in the league always wants explosive plays, breakout plays, and even more so when it's your horse who's had a tough time during the game.
Yeah, not that great in the first half. Maybe he can recalibrate here in the third and then carry that over to the fourth.
I like that. Recalibrate. Strong.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
2nd and 10, Rudolph again. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Here's Connor. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, You're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Rudolph looking to throw, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can make a play on the football.
No, check, Patriot!
From the gun on third down, it's Rudolph. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jonathan Bullard able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up fourth down. And Boswell's kick is good. And that trims the lead to 3. It's 9-6 now. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to...
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Javon Hargrave able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On third down, it's Cohen, and he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And the Steelers set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Give him 30 yards there.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 27. On the ground, this is Ware. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Let's go. We're on the ball, Chris. Move.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. It's taken to the 26. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Gun! Detroit!
On 2nd down, here's Rudolph. Over the middle here to Brown. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Detroit!
Here's Rudolph. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Khalil Mack in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
All right, here we go.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down at the 28. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Detroit! Over!
Rudolph on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. but you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And Boswell's kick is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now Trubisky to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Trubisky now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. This is Scarborough. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick, make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Move.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. And this is complete to Zach Miller. A good pickup there at 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Cohen. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, Trubisky. Flush to his right. That is caught inside the 5. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Trubisky going to take it on the sneak. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. With the first touchdown of Super Bowl 53. And the Bears are in for 6.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just haven't been able to punch it in until that point. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And the Steelers on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Rudolph. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
It's a quarterback sneak, and this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward, and indeed he did not. They stop him. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that?
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right? But he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. From the gun, it's Trubisky. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Detroit!
Back to throw, Rudolph. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
4th down, desperation time for Rudolph. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it with Cohen. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Time for a break. We're back to crown a champion after this. Again, it's Cohen. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hurry, hurry!
Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. That is likely the final play of this game, and no better feeling, I would imagine, than taking